I like dancing and I saw this opportunity. So I went to the audition and then I really liked the audition. Before I did this, I didn't do much contemporary dance. I did more other styles, but I came and then I really liked it and then I got in, so yeah.
Yeah, what did you feel on the first day when you arrived?
I was like nervous but excited, because I didn't know what I was going to do.
At the beginning is the fear of not knowing what's going to happen, because we don't know what's going to happen.
True. The good thing about like going into something, like having a script, you know what you're in for, you know what's going to happen. And I guess it's not as nerve-wracking because you know that there'll be a show, you know that you'll definitely have something because there's a script and you can like do stuff. But then I guess with this, you go in and then you don't have anything. So then if you don't find anything by the end, there is no show. But I kind of like creating something because you get to be a part of the creative process and you get to kind of decide what happens, I guess.
But also being creative kind of gives you freedom to, freedom.
Freedom to do what you want, I guess. And I feel like in some things that we did, I was given quite a lot of like ideas and like stuff to do. And I guess some things I wasn't. So it's kind of like 50-50.
How would you describe yourself as a performer?
I mean, it's hard to tell. What would you describe me as a performer?
Oh. I think very resilient, also professional. You weren't like that in the rehearsal room. You were quite shy.
Yeah.
You were quite maybe afraid to kind of explore things. And I think we were all very positively surprised. And I think we all mentioned that, Charlotte, as well. That something you went on stage and you suddenly something just clicked. And you were really much, like in it.
I guess the different feeling, because there's people there and it's like a stage and lights, and I guess sometimes it was being filmed, kind of made me feel like it was like actually happening and it was real, so that I needed to like turn on and then get into it and yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you because I think you get into some sort of performance mode when everything lights and music. You hear the music in a different way, and the adrenaline kicks in. I believe that's it.
I guess it makes it feel different when there's reactions because it feels like the audience are kind of like in it with you, and it kind of like if they laugh, then you kind of maybe want to like keep on like doing it and trying to make them laugh, and like when you're doing it, trying to get a reaction out of them by doing it like well.
And when you get a reaction from people and then you don't get the reaction, how does it feel?
If they like don't laugh a bit when they're meant to, I kind of like question why they don't laugh, and I wonder why they don't laugh. But then I guess everyone has different humours, so they just might not find it funny.
Continue until you.
What is different about working with young people instead of rather than like adults and professionals?
With Hold Tight, you and Hannah, you were new performers. So for me, it's quite not big, but it's a challenge to learn a new person's language.
It's just I don't usually dance with adults, just children really. So it's different, but then it's also nice because like. So you can like guide me of what to do and like take ideas and inspiration. There's like kind of two different sides of contemporary. More of the like movement-based one with like props, well not like chairs and that. You don't really know what you're in for, but then like ballet or something, you just kind of know exactly what you're gonna get. But
because the vocabulary is already there, and with contemporary dance, or there's different forms. Improvisation, for instance, which gives you quite a lot of possibilities of finding movement, because it wasn't only dance.
No, we just like
we did a lot of different other things. What was it?
Acting.
Acting.
movement, running, talking, singing.
How was it for you to be in the studio, do all those things?
Obviously it's scary, like when I went in like not knowing and then like just like doing something and then completely switching to doing something else. I mean obviously that was like a bit weird because I've never done it before, but I guess like if we did something and then we did something else and then you could kind of see which one that you liked better. I feel like a lot of it I didn't understand necessarily, or I just didn't get, but like I liked seeing all the different things and seeing like what we had, because I know at some points like I doubted if we actually had anything because we switched a lot and then it got cut, but I liked seeing everything we had and like it was interesting, especially like seeing, for example, like what the other kids had and like the difference between what they had and I guess what I had. But
do you remember the day we were playing with recreating the fairy tales?
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that? You know, because we were together.
Yeah.
We chose, what was it?
Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah. Did any of that material stayed in the show?
Well, like in it, because obviously we had the wolf and then Little Red Riding Hood like telling the wolf no and to stop eating my grandma, and then we had that in the show, me leading the wolf away and telling them no for eating Tia's dress.
Or eating Tia.
Yeah, eating Tia. Like when we ran on with chairs, it's kind of like the happier bit, so I guess we kind of brought like playfulness and like happiness, I guess. But I guess so do the adults as well. But I feel like children are kind of more known for like playfulness and like having fun and all that. Well, we proposed a game and then you said no, so then we're doing the game no matter what, and we're kind of getting you to play. Because even though you said no, we're dropping it and then you're taking it off. So even though you said no, we're still doing something and it's still like having fun. We kind of like tricked you into doing it.
Yeah, you little tricksters. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the piece you kind of interrupt the seriousness of us adults.
Favourite bit in the show which I like the most? I mean there's like two bits. Well obviously like I like the end bit, but I also like running on with chairs and the bin bags. It's like it gives you kind of energy and you get like hyped up and you're just like, yeah, running around and doing all this stuff. And I also quite like making the den. What's your favourite bit in the
What's
show?
my favourite bit? I like mine and Tony's duet and how it shaped up eventually.
Yeah. Obviously this show can like change emotion, like from being really happy to then going quite sad and just quite like high to low. I guess when we're lying on the ground with the trees, I mean it could be representing lots of stuff, like could be representing like death with us, like when people like throw flowers on your coffin.
Because Tony is coming around and covers you with blankets or coats, so she's sort of putting you to sleep.
The end is probably like one of my favourite bits, because
when you walk out, three of you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess just having all people like just looking at us